Good habits drive out bad habits. Today on Fortitude through Stoicism, and this is my 365-day journey of implementing the ancient philosophy of Stoicism into the life of this modern masculine man. 3 flights yesterday and about a 2-hour drive. Not complaining, just setting the facts that the tank is a little empty today. On the whoop, we woke up with a 10% restorative rate. Kind of feels like having the flu when you got a hangover, if I'm honest. The work gets done. And that's what habits are. The chains of habit are too light to be felt until they're too strong to be broken. These is for good and this is for bad. You person who is the smoker or the drinker or the junk food person or the habitual TV watcher, couch potato, those are habits. It's a choice. And I love using myself as an example because, again, this is my reflection and this is my journey. And this is me implementing some lessons into my life. But first, the quote from Epictetus. Since habit is such a powerful influence and we're used to pursuing our impulses to gain and avoid outside our own choice, we should set a contrary habit against that. And where appearances are really slippery, use the counterforce of our training. So really what Epictetus is saying here is, a lot of habits, they're in alignment with our pleasures, right? It feels good to pursue our impulses, the attractive person, the vacation, the luxurious food, whatever our indulgences are, impulses, it's very attractive to us because it feels good. And what he's saying here is, that's when you got to use the counterforce of our trading. So me, it's that mindset thing. I said, I know this is not in alignment with my goals. Yes, I would love to eat this amazing donut or whatever it is, but the habits that I've created by clean eating and working out remind me that is counterintuitive to my ultimate goals. So here's the thing. For years of my life, I drank every single day, religiously. End of the day, big tumbler, lots of ice, a little bit of lemon, or a little bit of lime, and fill the rest with vodka, right? That was the deal. It was a habit. It was a habit. And then one day I decided to change my habits. And again, it's not easy because you're ingrained to do those things. Now I work out every single day. I just had my 4-year anniversary. So we're 4 years and 5 days since I've not missed a workout. That has become a habit because now even I'll go into my AM routine or something and I'll shift in my mind, I'll shift the workout, but then I'll catch myself in the middle of that workout that I was going to postpone because my habit automatically gets me in the process of doing those things. It's my mindset. Whenever I start my day, the first question is, how am I gonna execute my daily disciplines? It's a habit. Everything that I've built now is a habit. It just almost happens automatically. That's what consistency does. By staying consistent, it becomes routine. Routine becomes habit. Then it's almost like on autopilot. And I don't know, it's the same thing as going through the airport and doing all the things I do. It's like an autopilot now. At first, it was hard, but now it's a habit. I'm used to it. Old hat, programmed almost. So the question we got to start asking ourselves then is, what are our bad habits? And how can we replace? Because there's a void that happens, right? If you have a major part of your life, you're doing a thing, and then you don't do that thing, there's a void. And so somebody said, well, you're an addict, Shawn. You're just replacing one addiction for another. Okay, I'm not going to argue the semantics of it. Fine, if that's what you believe. So I guess now I'm a personal development, work out all the time, read, study Stoicism, habit guy, right? Oppose your established habits with the little things. Jim Quick in Limitless talked about brushing your teeth with the other hand. Anything that is autonomous, anything that you do automated, anything that's currently a habit, if you start changing the way you do it, you're reinvigorating brain activity that has been on autopilot. Because what happens is you start using less and less and less of your brain activity when you're doing something automated, so you don't have to think about it anymore. It's habitual, it's automated. That's why, to stay stimulated, do things differently. Challenge your brain differently. Now, I don't want to call it a hack because I don't believe in hacks, but I do want to call it a valuable golden nugget. So, in my pursuit to build great habits, did a lot of reading, tried different things. And one of the best books I came about was Atomic Habits by James Clear. Now, most people have seen it. And again, this is a book that most people may have read to go through, check the box. Yep, read it, a few things cipher in, and then they... What I do differently when I read a book, take my time, I find those golden nuggets. And I ask myself, can I benefit from this golden nugget? Is the benefit outweigh the cost by implementing this into my life? And so I am almost 1 year into the biggest life change I've made in a long time. And that was, I read The 4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss. And again, I thought it was about working less. It was really about ultra optimizing. And so that's why I started with my executive assistant. And now that team has grown to a team of 5 and she's still hiring. So the habits that I once had, more work, more study, more preparation, is now being replaced by more study, more physical fitness. I mean, my steps are up almost 15 or 16% month over month, because the more that I can delegate to my team and spend more of this time in my habit development, skill development, sharpening my axe, raising my level of endurance, strength, all of that. That's what I spend so that's become my habit. So let me ask you a question. If your greatest habit is the pursuit of excellence, what do you think is going to happen to you over the long term? Where do you think my life is going to be 5 years from now, 10 years from now? Got momentum, got compounding. So then let's turn the mirror around. What are your habits right now? Good and bad. Let's do a T column, right? And this is going to be really tough because I want you to write down on one side of the T column all of your good habits. And then reducing as much of your ego as you possibly can. In the right column, write down all of your bad habits. Now, here's the trick. Here's the trick. Once you've completed this list, you're going to hand this list to your partner. And you're going to say, listen, I'm working on myself right now. And one of the things I'm working on is my habits. And I know that I probably have some habits that I'm doing that I'm not aware of. This is the list I came up with. Help me identify some blind spots. So I'm going to repeat this again for any of you that actually do the work, that really do the work. Left side of the column, good habits, and a T-chart. Right side of the column, and it's a T-chart. So I'll start. Some of my good habits are my daily discipline. So moving my body, pouring into my soul, which is my Stoic time right now, and investing in my mindset, which is learning, reading. And currently I'm redoing Ed Millett's The Power of One More. It should just be ongoing. You should never stop with that book. Once you finish it, go right back to the beginning, start implementing again. What did you miss, right? Perhaps one of the best summations of personal development that I've heard of all. So, good columns, daily learning, daily move my body. Another habit I'm in now is I send postcards from different cities back to my kids. Bad habits. Now, this is hard. I was like, oh, I'm great, right? One of my bad habits is I really push people away when I feel disrespected or I know traumas and triggers are our responsibility, right? But what it does is it says, oh, red flag, you've been down this road before, you know exactly what's happening, no continuing, just push, right? So I've gotten to the point where my bad habits is I really don't give people the benefit of the doubt anymore. You get up, you're playing baseball, you get up, and instead of 3 strikes, you get 1. It's fair, right? No, that's a character weakness. That's a bad habit. It's what I'm working on. Bad habit for me was traveling in the middle of the night and I was, eating cookies. This is recent. No shit. I got up to 240. I stepped on scales like mid 240s. I'm like, whoa, where did all that come from? Like 20 pounds overnight. You don't recognize, but what happened is I travel, get in like last night in the middle of the night, 2 a.m. and be like, what's a couple cookies, right? I deserve that shit. I've been traveling all day. Well, spikes your blood sugar, all those things, right? It was a bad habit. My cookies was a bad habit. And I recognized it. I knew it was happening. I could see it. But then when I actually decided to finally, my trainer's like, get on the fucking scale. It's been a while. I got on the scale and alarm bells went off in my house. I went on, that's it. No sugar. Started drinking my apple cider vinegar, taking my berberine, changing the way I'm eating, and then boom, 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 drop. And I dropped, 15 pounds in 3 weeks. Good habit. Taking my apple cider vinegar before I indulge in a carb, right? Good habit. But those are the easy ones. Bad habits. I don't take care of my wardrobe. I wear it until it has holes. I wear the shoes out of it. I don't buy name brand shit. I got a lot of these grunt style shirts because back in the day when I rode the Harleys, the sleeves didn't stretch out. It was the only t-shirt you can go for riding a Harley and the sleeves would stay tight on your arms, So I got the t-shirt club and got a new one each month. And a lot of them were black, so black worked good, But now I'm throwing them away. I've got too many. I got my suits. It's a bad habit. I don't take care of myself like I should. It's a bad habit. So I've been vulnerable. Bad habit. Got rid of coffee. Now I drink tea. But I've continually tried to work on those character defects. And a lot of times we're oblivious to them. A lot of times they come from someone else, a loved one, a coach. And again, maybe that's the one thing I'm missing in my life. I'm between coaches right now, but it's separation season, so I'm not spending the money. But this is also the time right now, this last month in the first 2 of the new year, once we get into December, is when I really do my planning. So I really get laser focused and reaffirm my goals, and some of them are a little soft. I am going to ask you to do something today. I'm going to ask you to do your T-chart. Good habits, bad habits. Share it with a loved one. Share it with a loved one. It might be very impactful. And on that, I got to get in the shower.